Hello everyone, and welcome back to Introduction to OPCloud. In today's session, we're going to talk about user input and how to integrate it into simulation. Let's first start with how to model it. In OPCloud, we use the same mechanism defined by OPM, meaning that you cannot just get a user input whenever you want. You need to model it correctly. Let's see how it is done. Let's say I have some kind of user. We'll define it as a physical object, of course, and give it a name user. Now, let's take an object, let's take a process and define it as getting input. In OPM, we call it input getting. In order to see how we use it, if you select the process, you can see all the available option here. You do not see the input yet. If we will connect the user with the agent link, which implies that the user is an agent involved in the process, now when we select the process, you can see a new button saying, do you want to get an input or not? Meaning that, is it really involved during the simulation or not? If it's not marked, it is marked for not getting an input. Now it is marked to get an input, ask for a user input. In order to get the input, I will need to create another object and we'll call it input. We'll make it computational and connect it from the process. Now we can use it in our modeling to do it as such. We'll turn the process into computational as well. Use the user-defined function. Here you will see the new user-defined option, and that option is an IDE integrated into OPCloud, giving us the option to use it very easily and understand what we're doing. We can use the different themes. Let's select a different theme. And we can see that below we have the auto-generated functions and the API that OPCloud gives us. You can see the user input is already defined. This is the user input variable that we will get from the user. If we will connect an effect link, we can use the update value. Any computational object that will be connected to our process via eligible links like effect or instrument or consumption will be defined here as part of the aliases array and so on. Let's take the user input and return it as a parameter to our function. Now we'll click update and we can see that we return the user input. If we will simulate it now, you will be able to see that once we'll get here, there will be a new pop-up menu that will ask us for our value. We can insert any kind of value that we want, and according to what we need, we will need to do it to verify it in the user-defined function. For our example, let's just enter text. Once I'll click apply, we'll be able to see that it got here. Let's see how we can use it in a model. As you know, in OPCloud, we have several examples. Let's load one of the more elaborate examples, the robotic system of spiral drawing. I will open it and you will be able to see that we have the spiral drawing, the turtle sim Ross user, and so on. The user input is defined on the system diagram 1, SD1, as the depth of the spiral we're going to use. You can see here that this is the user, and here it is marked to get an input. Now, if I will simulate it, you will be able to see how it is done. Let's click to do it a little bit more quicker. It is simulated not to connect to a real ROS, just to simulate the message, because we're not doing a real ROS connection now. And let's try to simulate. As you can see, here I will get it, and now I will insert the value, let's say 3. The value will be updated, and now the spiral will go drawing 3 times. This is the counter of our loop. Now we're in the counter 1, so it is less than 3, so we will continue to do another loop. Now the counter is 2, and it is continuing until we'll get the number 3. It's still not completed, and then we will go again, number 3, and now that the counter is 3, it will go into a completion state. The spiral is completed, and the simulation has finished. This was how we're getting a user input for our simulation. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Thank you.